Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. Now, on June 24th, there's a workshop on autism and applied behavioral analysis. And this morning, to discuss it a little bit, I have the founder and private tutor of JM Tutoring Services, Janelle Manzano. I also have Zara Padier, who is a specialist at sport pedagogy and development. And I have on Zoom Natalie Adams, dual masters in special education, ABA therapist. Good morning, ladies. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you.
How are you all doing this morning?
Good.
Let me start with Natalie on Zoom. Natalie, tell me why this workshop is important and why I want to be a part of it. What is it all about?
I'm an ABA therapist for over 17 years. And the reason why this is very important to me because ABA is a therapy that is commonly used for children with autism. But today it's used with children who has dyslexia and learning disabilities, any kind of behaviors. It's important to me because as a mom who have twin boys, I was diagnosed with autism at the age of 2. I know with ABA and ABA therapy and being consistent, it makes a difference in their life, their learning. So as a mom, I experienced it. As a therapist, I know it. So for a mom who has a child that was diagnosed with autism, it's like a death sentence for them. It's like, what will happen? There's no therapy. And in Trinidad, it's critical because I'm from there. And knowing that there's no ABA therapist there that can help a mom or parents or families or teachers how to deal with a child with autism, they feel like there's no services, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. So this informative workshop can and will teach parents, family members, and principal teachers that with ABA therapy, it can make a difference with a child learning, a child behavior. And that's why it's very important to me.
Now, Natalie, I need to back up a bit. Forgive me. ABA therapy is applied behavioral analysis therapy?
Yes.
All right. Explain what that means to me, because what does it include? What does it feature? How is it different
ABA is studying, applied behavior analysis is studying the behavior of a child. So most children with autism have social deficit, communication deficit, and many other neurological deficits. What we do is teach these children skills. We break it down. It's an individualized program. And we teach them most of the skills that they need for everyday life.
Okay, that's fantastic. Let me jump across to you, Janelle. As a tutor, do you apply this form of teaching in what you do?
Yes, I do. Because ABA also has a lot to do with reinforcing behaviors and patterns. So sometimes when you teach a child, you realize that they don't understand the basic way that a school teacher may teach it or how somebody else may break it down. So you will tend to break it down into a smaller part for them so that they could understand it in bits and pieces. And then we could put it all together so they have the full framework of what is being taught in school.
So then that needs to happen on a one-on-one basis, or can you do that at a group level?
It would be preferred if it is you do it in a small group setting because every child is different. So every child needs would be different. So it has to be tailored to the child and not to a group of children because somebody is going to be left out.
Understood. Okay, let me come across to you, Zara. You deal with sport.
Yes, I do, yeah.
How does that work in terms of dealing with autistic children and teaching sport? Is there a different way that you have to approach it, or?
Yeah, I would say yes, because the way that children with special needs or autism has a limitation to the social skills, the communicative skills, the way they work in teams. So now we have to apply that into sports where it can give an audience that they can be able to, audience, a platform that can be able to learn a little more for themselves, how they move, how they function, be able to learn their bodies for themselves. They can do everyday basis because what we're trying to do is get them the tools in order for them to kind of grow as they get older.
But oftentimes they're very sensitive to like sensory things, so touch and other things, and I imagine it on a sport sporting field, a
yeah.
sporting platform,
Yeah.
there'd be lots of sensory things like sensory overload. How are we to teach them to manage that?
Okay, so that is where also we kind of trying to figure out learn how the child is,
Right.
what they like, what they don't like. Some children don't like the sun at all.
Right.
Some children love water, and water is the biggest thing, especially what I've learned for autistic children, special needs children. So we kind of put them in an area where they kind of feel comfortable with themselves first. If I put them in an area where they can be around other children or normal children in that instance.
Okay. So this workshop is happening on June 24th. Can you tell me a bit about what we can expect at the workshop?
So yes, the workshop is on June 24th at the Cascadia Hotel from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So at the workshop, what we hope to do is give information to parents, teachers, anybody who has or have a child in their present that may have behavioral issues. You realize that they're not focusing in school. You realize that they're getting bad grades. Maybe they might do good in maths, but when it comes to reading passages or worded problems, they have struggles in that area. So we will give parents tips on how to apply ABA, and also what we'll do, we'll tell parents or guardians how to identify a child who may be dyslexic or a child who may have ADHD, and little tips and things on how you can maneuver that behavior and put it into a positive behavior so that they could perform at their best.
Yeah. All right. Natalie, let me come back to you. At what age do you think that we need to start applying this sort of ABA therapy, or at what age do we even test for autism?
So the best age to apply this type of therapy is actually from the age of 18 months all the way up to 5 years old. Because during that time, during that age group, a child brain is developing, so it's easier to maneuver the brain and teach the child the skills. But usually between 5 and 7, a child is diagnosed with autism. So in my opinion, my experience, I feel like the real diagnosis for autism is at the age of 5. So early intervention is always the best way. So between the age of 18 months to 5 years old is critical, even if the child has symptoms or seems like they are diagnosed, but they should apply ABA therapy from 18 months old.
Now, it's interesting because you said that you can usually get diagnosed between 5 and 7 years old, right? But is it that children without autism can benefit from this applied behavioral analysis therapy?
Yeah. Once they have any behavioral issue or problem, because it stems from not just autism, but children not doing good in school, you're beating them, you realize like they're not listening sometimes. They're actually hearing you, but they're ignoring, well, they're not ignoring, they're just not processing the information that you saying to them. So you may be calling them, but they're just not processing that you're calling them and what you commanding is for them to come your way.
Yeah.
So even things like that, it doesn't have to be ASD, well, autism. It could just be they have a processing delayment.
Yeah.
And yes, ABA therapy helps with that also.
All right. At what age do you
also,
recommend we start engaging for sporting as part of the therapy?
As 18 months.
18 months as well.
Early as possible.
Nice.
Get them in early, get them started early, they get more comfortable with themselves, move into their body, they'll be good on going forward.
All right. Natalie, any information you want to give about the conference that people who are interested might need to know before they come down?
Yes, of course. ABA is applied and can be used with any child that has a learning disability, any child that has behavior issues, any child that has sleeping issues, any child that has any form of issues that you think is considered a behavior. Come join us and we will have information that will help most children that has a neurological learning disorder.
Remind us of the cost and how can we register to be a part of it?
So the cost is $150 TT. The WhatsApp number 3052306. So once they message that number and they state that they want they want more information and they're interested, we'll send them the form, and all the information is on the registration form. The form is self-explanatory, so everything that you need to know would be on the form.
Well, let me say thank you, ladies, for joining us this morning and for sharing the information. Thank you as well, Natalie, for joining us via Zoom. And we look forward to the 24th of June at Cascadia Conference Hotel and Conference Center. Thank you, ladies, so much.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll take that quick break and come back with more in our morning show. Stay tuned.